with Peter Allton, who is the author of Undefeated. A lot of my family suffer from diabetes, and so I'm very interested about this book, Peter.
Well, Undefeated has come about because diabetes affects people's feet in a massive way. My passion for helping people comes about because I'm a podiatrist, but more so helping people with diabetes because I have type 2 myself and I have a daughter who developed type 1, and that really was when actually it came home to me that we needed to do something about it. Because I realised that, yeah, she would be okay, I can give her the information, but most people, they don't have access to that information. So I wrote a book really which helps people to understand and know what can go wrong with their feet if you have diabetes. Not only that, but also it helps them to understand the risk they're at as well. Because at the moment in the world, every 20 seconds there is somebody having an amputation because of their diabetes.
Now, I actually met Peter at a JT Fox event. So I'm guessing that before you got to print that there were certain stages that maybe the event helped you to overcome?
Yeah, I mean, working with JT and his team has been very instrumental in us getting the organisation together and really giving us the bigger vision, if you like, of how to implement it. I had already started the book before that, but it was only this last June when we actually published it, and we've been working with JT now for a year and a half or so.
So if you were trying to encourage other people to write books to help people like this, what were 4 or 5 key things that you learned from being with them?
Setting targets for when you want to get things completed is very crucial. So you really do have something that you're going to stick to, and trying to find that time when you can be alone. I've got a family of 4 children, plus my wife as well. She'd probably say that I neglected her a bit during the book writing, but you can't really neglect her or family. You've got to try and do it at times when maybe they're asleep. So for me, I found it best to get up early in the morning and to try and write it then. And I think a big one for me as well was you want to make sure that you're open to other people's opinions. I wrote my first draft and got some input from some other people, and decided actually if I want this book to be the best it possibly can be for the person with diabetes, and the first draft wouldn't have been. So although I was proud of my first draft and I could easily have published it and put it out there, it wouldn't have helped as many people as I believe this one will do. So making sure you get things right and you don't rush it. However, at the same time, you've got to balance that with being a perfectionist, which I tend to be, and I could have probably waited another 5 years of working hard on it and still been saying, oh, it's not quite ready yet, it's not quite ready. It's better to get it as good as you can and get it out there.
So you set yourself a time limit for writing. You had it input from others, you corrected or evolved rather than corrected, because I'm sure it was factually correct, the bits. And then you said, okay, look, here's a drop dead time, if you like. This is when the book has to go out.
Yeah.
And we'll do a second draft or a third draft as society moves on and you gain more, I guess, knowledge in this area. Although I'm suspecting it's going to eliminate, what is it, every 20 seconds. So I think, what was the stat? How many people didn't have to suffer?
Well, they reckon 85% could be avoided. That's not just by paying attention to this, that's by having the right equipment in the right parts of the world, the right clinics, the right professionals doing the work to help people. But the scary thing is, the problem is that at the moment in the world there's about 380 million people with diabetes.
Yes.
By 2035 they reckon there's going to be 600 million. So if nothing's done, the rate is going to it will equate to about 1 every 10 seconds. So it's definitely time we sorted something out.
And one last question. A lot of my readers and my audience, they are entrepreneurs, they want to be writers, actors, whatever it is. And so you gave 3 points about producing the book. What about getting it marketed?
Okay, getting it marketed. I was very lucky actually. My publisher, which is Filament Publishing, based in Croydon, which is quite close to us as well, are really focused on marketing the book, really focused on helping you. And one big way you can do it with very little expense is actually through social media. Social media these days is a massive massive opportunity to get it out there in small little chunks, writing blogs, which is what we're doing at the moment, and then getting it out in smaller bite-sized bits on Facebook and then just snippets on Twitter as well, which is what we are putting into action as we speak. So.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And what's your website?
Website is www.undefeated with the e's.org.
So that's www.undefeated, spelled UNDEFEETED.org. Thank you very much.